Thank you very much, Dr. Kessel, for giving us this interview. What is your opinion of the progress in the producer-consumer dialogue through the IEF?
I really believe that there has been some progress in this area. Actually, this is going to be the first time that we have a declaration at the ministerial level for the IEF, and I think that this is a positive sign that things are moving. This was the result of efforts both from Saudi Arabia and Great Britain to really strengthen the IEF and this dialogue, and I think it's in our best interests of all countries, consumer and producing countries.
So do you think that producer and consumer countries working together can curb volatility through maybe the increase in data transparency, for instance?
I think that is a possibility. I think that we can work together and that it is possible to further this dialogue between producing and consuming countries in order particularly to reduce volatility in the market. I understand, and this is a sector in which investments take a long time to mature. So it is important to reduce uncertainty in this area so that we can make sure that energy security is part of our daily life in the future.
How do you think is the best way to have both energy security and the mitigation of climate change?
Oh, it's a very good question. I think that particularly at this time, the energy sector is being transformed. We are a lot more conscious of our impact in the environment, and we are taking all countries are taking steps in order to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. In the case of Mexico, we have a very strong program that goes for energy efficiency. That's one way, it's the quickest way and the more economical way of reducing emissions into the atmosphere. And another thing that we have to promote also is to diversify our energy matrix. We are currently too dependent on fossil fuels, and one way to reduce that dependency and increase our energy security is particularly to diversify our energy mix.
However, the high cost of CCS technology is still an impediment to develop it commercially. Isn't it?
What we have seen, and that's something that we have seen in the energy sector, but not only in the energy sector, all over other industrial sectors, is that technology takes time to mature. But once it is in the mature phase, we all start using that type of technology. Currently, CCS is technology that is beginning to develop, and there are pilots that show that it is possible to reduce, to capture CO2 instead of throwing it into the atmosphere. So that's one way that we can work also to reduce gas emissions.
What is the most critical issue in the energy dialogue?
It's a difficult question. I think that one way or another, the dialogue has been increasing in the past years. I don't think that there is one issue that is difficult as such. I think that we can all, through dialogue precisely, get to the correct answers to the problems that we are facing in the energy sector. There is no doubt that we have to work together. We have to improve technology. We have to be able to walk through the path to reduce our impact on the environment. And these are things that we are sharing between our countries. And that's one way in which the world will have a better energy sector than the one we have right now.
What do you expect from the Cancun Declaration?
I'm expecting this is the first one that we're going to have, and I think that's a very good sign that this dialogue can proceed. and that we can get together again, share experience, share technology, and move again into an energy sector that provides energy security for future generations.
Dr. Kessel, OPEC is celebrating this year its 50th anniversary. Could you please tell me how are the biggest changes you have seen in the organization since 1960?
Okay, again, it's a difficult question to answer. I think that the organization has been moving quite fast in these years to get what is in the interest of member countries. I feel that the organization has done its job, and it will continue to work, and I'm hoping to see that. No, it will continue to work both with consuming countries in order to attain this stability that we are all looking forward.
So, how do you imagine OPEC roles in the years ahead and the challenge facing?
Another difficult question. I think that, again, it's very important for OPEC countries to be part of this dialogue. And again, it's very important for countries, consuming countries, to increase this dialogue between consumer and producer countries. And that way we can get a more stable market in the oil sector.
And finally, Dr. Kessel, what do you say to OPEC in its 50th birthday?
Happy birthday. And not only that, I wish that all member countries get more of what they have been doing in the market.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kessel, Minister of Energy from Mexico.